Alright, so today I saw this video of a dude in a beluga whale, right? And so before, there was this dude out at sea kayaking, right? And so basically what happened was, sorry, excuse my siblings down there. But before that though, there was this dude, as I was saying, on a kayak, and he was singing, right? He happened to be singing beluga whale. And turns out there was a beluga whale that popped up next to him, right? And so then the dude, he dove into the water, like he put on some scuba gear, of course, and he went into the water with the beluga whale. Turns out there are a lot of other beluga whales, and he keeps singing under the water. And what is it? Yeah, he keeps singing under the water, and the beluga whales join him in unison, singing and whatnot, right? So I was thinking, what intelligent creatures, but the thing is, I know you're gonna know at least one of the animals I'm thinking of when it comes to intelligence, and the other probably you're not. But I was thinking, but beluga whales, they are nothing compared to elephants and orcas. And for those of you who know the intelligence of orcas, you can probably see where I'm going. And for those of you who also know the intelligence of elephants, you probably know where I'm going with this as well. But let me explain to you why orcas and elephants have to be the smartest creatures to have ever existed on this planet besides humans. So my number one reason is because both animals are self-aware. They've passed the mirror test. Orcas, I don't know if I've seen them pass the mirror test before, but I'm pretty sure they passed the mirror test, but I do know both animals are self-aware, which is something a lot of people aren't. And so, for example, which I'll probably put a video over this while I'm speaking about it. For example, there was this video of an elephant, and they did this test of where first they showed the elephants a mirror, and the elephants were a little confused at first because they were like, what's this elephant doing here? But he's not behind there. What the heck, right? So then they eventually learned that that was himself they were looking at, right? And so then, in order to make sure that they were looking at themselves, they painted these X's on the elephants' foreheads. And so the elephants, this was to see whether they were self-aware and if they knew that was their reflection. So they put the X's on their foreheads, right? And so what the elephants eventually did was that while they were looking at it, they put their trunks over the X's on their foreheads, meaning that they were self-aware because it was in a place where they couldn't see the X. That's their forehead. Like, I can't see my head, and you have to be self-aware in order to know that that's not from another animal, that's from you. So it's because both creatures are self-aware. My number two reason is because both animals have a very, very unique social structure, very similar to humans. If you didn't know this, orcas and elephants, no matter what location, all have a different language. They do not speak the same language, which is very rare among animals. And as far as I know, chimpanzees and dolphins don't have that. Neither do hyenas and a couple of other smart animals. There are animals with accents, like goats and sheep, I'm pretty sure, but orcas and elephants, they have social structures like that are very similar to ours. They have their own languages, they have their own cultures and dialects and things like that. And it's a very amazing thing. There was this one thing I saw of, it was these elephants, and they played sounds from elephants in Botswana, and the elephants that live in Botswana, they recorded those sounds and they brought them over to elephants that lived in Kenya. And it was a distress call, right, that they played, and the elephants in Kenya didn't seem to understand that it was a distress call, meaning that clearly there's a language difference. And so that's another thing. And then also, I'll be going back and forth on like certain and specific animals, and also with orcas as well. I remember at SeaWorld with certain orcas, they were able to like know and learn specific tasks, and then there were other orcas that couldn't understand what that was. And so I know you may be thinking like, what, right? And so even some of the other orcas try to teach them, right? And the people at SeaWorld were like, why aren't they getting the hang of it, right? Like, all of them speak the same language, or so they thought, until they finally realized, did the research, found out that orcas do have different languages indeed. So that's that. I'm pretty sure it wasn't SeaWorld, but I knew SeaWorld was one of the first people to like um understand that, I guess. But and sorry if I'm all over the place here, but I have ideas and stuff. But yeah, that's another. And then sorry for my thumb in the way, man. I'm trying not to get my hand in the camera and for the camera moving too much, you know. Yeah. Anyways, then also when it comes down to just these two animals in specifics, also first I'm gonna do this last one of them together, and then of them in specifics. But this last one of them together though is their what is it? Their bonds. Their bonds with their families and their babies. There was I don't think a whole ton of people know this, but there was this one elephant, right, that was next to this other elephant that collapsed at first, and then she helped that elephant back up, and then the elephant, you know, collapsed and didn't get back up again, didn't have the strength to do it, right? So, you know, she stayed with the body because clearly, you know, that the elephant, you know, passed on. So, that elephant that was there saw it happen, stayed with the body for a couple of days, and then more days after, elephants started visiting and touching their trunks around the body and whatnot. And that's not just one instance. Elephants do that a lot for elephants that are dead in the area. And even if they pass a place where another elephant has passed, they will stop in commemoration of that elephant, if you will. And so yeah, and some elephants will even try to take like a tusk or bones with them to like remember them, and it's really interesting. And so then with orcas as well, there was this one orca that lost her baby, right? And so like her baby died, right? And so she carried the baby like with her. I'm pretty sure for like a week or a couple of days, and then let go of the baby's body and swam away. Now is why this is where it comes close to, well, who's the smartest out of these two. Um, in my opinion, I still think it's the elephant because there was this one time that there was this, well, a lot of times really, that there was this female African elephant. I saw it before, and her baby died, right? And she was carrying the body around with her, like for more than a week. Like elephants have an attachment to their babies. That's almost 2 years in your stomach and then you're dead. Like that's an attachment. And like it's weird because the thing is an elephant will protect the dead body from any predator. Like they understand that the animal is dead, but they protect the dead body. I haven't heard or haven't seen any orcas protecting the dead bodies of their fallen members. Like, no doubt they are emotional creatures, but um, just I've never seen an orca ever protect the dead body of another animal. Normally, in animal standards, you leave the body alone. And I do understand in chimpanzees, they won't protect the body. You know, they'll like hold themselves close to the body and whatnot. Also, orangutans as well, because they're deemed to be the smartest animals on Earth. Well, I shouldn't say deemed, but I'll just say as of now, they're the smartest animals on Earth because the rankings are always changing. It's still being debated. So yeah, almost said that's that, but no, because I still have more to this. It's like it's it's very weird because with chimpanzees, I see how they could be smarter with elephants, you know, tool use and whatnot. Ravens and crows, get them out of the picture. I mean, dolphins, elephants, and orcas, and whales. I almost said mammoths. Man, they're extinct. And chimpanzees, uh, you know, they clearly have the intelligence factor there. Also, pigs as well. But it's just the self awareness factor and the social structure. The social structure is what gets me between these two, and uh, yeah, it's the social structure because it's very similar to ours. A lot of people say that a chimpanzee's social structure is similar to ours, dolphins. Not really. I mean, I understand how chimpanzees have cultures and things like that, and they have their own traditions and ways of doing things. But when it comes to elephants and orcas, they have their own languages. They can't even understand each other. Chimps can understand each other, but elephants and orcas, depending on where, like if you had an elephant, say from Nairobi, right, Kenya, and then you took it all the way to Namibia, to talk to another elephant, they're not going to understand each other at all. Just like if you had an orca, an Icelandic orca, and you met it up with the Pacific orca, they're not going to understand each other if you try like having them talk to each other. Like they'll try to at least do something to each other. They'll try to understand each other, both species, but it doesn't work like that. And so, only reason why I still say the elephants would be smarter than the orcas. I know you think I'm being biased. I do think I am being biased a little bit. But the only reason why I'd say the elephants are smarter is because the bond, how it goes that way, and also, I've never heard of any orca stopping by to commemorate the loss of a dead one. I haven't heard another animal besides a human stop by to commemorate the loss of a dead one, or at least try to keep something in remembrance of them. Like, I haven't heard of that. I'll make sure to do my research after this video. I know I've done before, and now I'm trying to make sure I'm double checking because I don't want to be wrong. I probably am on a couple of stuff. I don't know, but yeah, that's what I have for you today. Uh, just yeah, that's why I think elephants and orcas are the smartest animals on Earth. Specifically elephants, simply because the way they mourn the loss of other animals, of, well, themselves, is phenomenal. I'll get to another video about elephants and stuff. But yeah, that's what I have for you today. Like, comment, subscribe. Like, comment, subscribe. That's what's on the top of my head right now. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.
See you later, I should say.